2.6 earned run average. So you saw what happened here earlier. It was a shot to right center field. Taylor Lambert, the senior center fielder, drifting back, making a beautiful play in right center field. And it was a flare to shortstop that was handled very easily by Blaze Behringer, the freshman sensation at shortstop for a loaded Cienega Bobcats team. So the 3-hitter there, Ashley Ketchum, who was their best hitter, the junior, she draws a walk. So a 2-out walk for Ashley Ketchum, and that brings up Jordy Vanderwerf, the catcher, and she is a freshman as well. So a pretty young team here for Mountain View. A team that Cienega has faced twice over the course of the season. On the Ides of March, March 15, the Cats defeated Mountain View 11-4. Strike on the inside corner. And on 4/20, April 20th, the Cats shut out these Mountain Lions 10-0, and it was Leah Dominguez dealing on that day. So Eric Tatham decided to give Dominguez the start here based on that strong performance on April the 20th. Ball flared off the foul side down the right field line. A breezy day. We're in the catbird seat here right behind center field. You can see we've got the two cameras here positioned. The close view of the pitcher and catcher that you're enjoying right now. High pitch there, Dominguez, and thought about throwing it down. Did Savannah McLaughlin, the catcher. Bobcats more of an upperclassman laden lineup with 6 seniors in the starting 9. That's a foul ball that heads off there toward Marion Cleveland way. I'm sure a lot of automobile drivers have had the misfortune of getting struck with a foul ball driving on Marion Cleveland. 2-strike pitch here, Dominguez. Looks like a changeup low. Behringer, nice strong arm there to get the throw and the out. So a relatively easy inning of work for Leah Dominguez. And we'll see Mountain View's pitcher coming out here. It's going to be Jessica Nagaki. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a few moments. You're watching 5A State Playoff Softball on Bobcat TV. Taylor Lambert leading off here for the Cats. Lambert on the season, a .505 average, 6 home runs, 26 runs batted in, 44 runs scored. So the prototypical leadoff hitter is Taylor Lambert with a very high on-base percentage and a .530 on-base percentage. She slugging .682, and her on-base plus slugging has a sterling 1.212. So in every category, in every phase of the game, Lambert is a superstar. Leading off here, the left-hander. Slaps one down to shortstop. You see the blazing speed there, and she beats it out. It wasn't even close. I mean, it was close, but you could tell that she clearly had beaten it out. There was no doubt about it. So the umpire in the bases emphatically signaling that she was safe. Now you have a problem because Lambert is speed incarnate on the bases. 32 stolen bases on the year out of 33 attempts. So she has a green light whenever she wants to go. There she goes. Into center field as a throw. Lambert off to the races to third base. Easily into third. The slide there as well. Well, you see the speed. Lambert now with 33 stolen bases out of 34 attempts. And I believe she ties the team record set by Shelby Kennedy back in 2015 on that state championship winning squad from Cienega. The Bobcats love to run on the base paths. 109 steals out of 115 attempts. Grounder to short. Lambert stays there. And it's an easy play from short to first. So the ground out there. Blaze Behringer, the freshman at shortstop, batting in the 2-hole. And Caitlin Anderson, the junior, the left fielder, will come up here to bat for the Cats. Swing and a miss. So Jessica Nagaki on the hill, the freshman, 6-5, 17 appearances on the year, a 4.29 earned run average. 63 innings pitched, 70 hits, 39 runs, 72 strikeouts, and 32 walks. So she is pretty effective, and she's a freshman learning how to do it here at the varsity level. Nice bunt play there for the Cats. Caitlin Anderson getting the bunt down, and Taylor Lambert with the blazing speed scoring here for the Cats. So the Cats are on the board, 1-0, with 2 outs down here in the first inning. So it was Lambert with the grounder to shortstop, and it was an infield base hit for her as she beat the throw from shortstop. Then she stole second base. It was an error on the throw by the catcher, so she advanced to third base, and then it was the sac bunt by Caitlin Anderson, getting her the RBI. Cats have 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. 2 outs. And Tori Brown is at the plate, and Tori Brown has done amazing things at the dish. A .446 batting average, 48 runs batted in, 10 home runs, 9 doubles, 4 triples. And she's been a slugging machine this season, slugging .956, which is, it's astronomical. She chases the outside fastball there to strike out, but the Cats score first. And we'll head to the top of the second inning. Mountain View getting set to bat here in the top of the second. We'll take a quick break. You're watching 5A State Playoffs on Bobcat TV. Leah Dominguez out here for the top of the second. Pop fly to first base. Well, second base, actually. And Miranda Carley drifts back, the junior second baseman, to handle that. So Leah Dominguez here looking pretty sharp in the first inning. On a breezy Tuesday afternoon, Dominguez 6-2 on the year, 9 complete games, a 346 earned run average. She's got the 3 complete games and the 1 shutout coming against Mountain View on April 20th. 54 innings, 58 hits, 40 strikeouts, 18 walks. Flare to second base, and Miranda Carley handles that one as well. So the junior second baseman, deft in the field, but she's really a great hitter in a super stacked lineup. Cats from 1 to 9 have speed and power in their order. And Alex Vanderwerf, the junior, number 8, batting in the 7 spot in the lineup. She's a junior. Her sister, Jordy Vanderwerf, is the catcher for the Mountain Lions. And Alex draws a walk. You can probably hear the wind gusting through here, and it feels like it's blowing out from home, out towards center, maybe out toward right center field. The American flag that we have here directly behind the center field wall is blowing directly out, so it's straight out to center field. Low pitch, nice throw down there, very close play at first base. The snap throw from Savannah McLaughlin to Tori Brown at first. Tori throwing the tag down there, and just getting back in time is Alex Vanderwerf, who drew a walk. So 1 out base runner on first. Ground ball here to shortstop. Across the diamond to first, and that is the 3rd out of the inning, so I missed one there. And the Cats will get set to bat in the bottom of the 2nd inning with a lead of 1-0. You're watching 5A softball on Bobcat TV.
watching it.
Bottom of the second inning. Back in action at the 5A state playoffs. I want to thank the crew out here. Caitlin Tisco, the director. Joy Paul, the producer. Lat Bowen, the lead cameraman. And Jason Miller on play-by-play with Bobcat TV. Josh Kramer, the godfather of Bobcat TV, for all the preliminary work. And Wade Cross and Michael Keck from the construction department at Cienega High School. Mr. Cross is out here earlier today setting up the scaffolding that we are sitting upon here, giving us the catbird seat directly in center field. So a great view out here. Cienega's outfielders have said that they could hear us jibber-jabbing on commentary, so we're that close to the field. And our table is literally pressed up against the outfield fence here at Cienega High School. So we couldn't be any closer to the action, as it were. And we are covered here by a beautiful mesquite tree, which is ever so slightly left of center field. So it's providing shade for us, and it should give us shade for the entire duration of this contest, however long it goes. Shea Bushy, the senior third baseman, up at the plate. She's batting in the number 5 spot in the lineup. So for the Cats, a quick rundown. Taylor Lambert leading off, playing center field. Blaze Behringer, the shortstop, batting in the 2-hole. Caitlin Anderson batting third, playing left field. Tori Brown, the senior, at first base at cleanup. Shea Bushy batting right now in the number 5 spot, playing third base. Miranda Carley, the junior, at second base, batting in the 6-hole. Megan Vigil, the senior, is the designated player. So for baseball fans, it's like the DH or the designated hitter, and she's batting 7th. And Shea Bushy lost this ball to right field, and it is foul. Janessa Jarvis, the senior, in right field, getting the start at that position because Abby Dowdy, the junior right fielder, is still coming back from a concussion. So we'll talk about her status and where she's at in her rehabilitation, getting set to play. I would guess on Thursday she'll make her return for the Cats. And Shea pops up to the catcher. So Jordy Vanderwerf, the freshman catcher, handling that one pretty easily. A lot of responsibility for a freshman. And that brings up Miranda Carley, the second baseman. Carley swings there. It looks like a high riser that Jessica Nagaki threw. So the battery, as it were, Nagaki at pitcher, Jordy Vanderwerf at catcher, a freshman duo. Miranda Carley steps out, batting .458 on the season. 6 doubles, 3 home runs, and 18 runs batted in. Hits that one foul out of play behind the first base dugout. So 2 strikes on her. And again, Jessica Nagaki is a bit of a strikeout pitcher. So 72 strikeouts in 63 innings. And there's the high riser drawing another strikeout onto her ledger. So she's got 2 here today. She got Tori Brown on a high and away riser. And that one was right over the plate, but the ball keeps rising. So in softball, that is a thing. And she's got 74 strikeouts now in her 64 and a third innings that she's pitched. Here's Megan Vigil, the senior, backup catcher, so she has the ability to play defense at the catcher position, batting .429 on the season. She turns on that one and pulls it foul down the third base line. 3 home runs, 3 doubles, 12 runs batted in, and 9 runs scored on the season. Two outs here at the bottom of the second. The Cats are up 1-0. Oh, the changeup on the outside, and maybe a little bit of a charitable call. It looks like it was a little bit on the outside. Nonetheless, it's a strikeout. So the third strikeout that Jess Nagaki has tallied today, and that one is Megan Vigil window shopping. So she goes down looking. We'll go to the top of the third inning. Cienega Bobcats are up 1-0. They're the number 1 seed in the 5A state tournament. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back in a few moments on Bobcat TV. All right, top of the third inning, and back into her deal. Leah Dominguez, a sophomore right-hander for the Cats. Leah throws a nasty changeup, a drop ball, what Eric Tatham calls a high fastball, a curveball, and a screwball. And what makes her so difficult is that changeup, when it comes out of her hands on the release, it looks like her fastball. So the pitching motion is exactly the same, right? So when you're throwing a changeup, deception is critical in keeping a hitter's timing off balance and also deceiving them into thinking that they're looking at a fastball coming at them. And then you pull the string, and the bat, you can't slow the bat down once you start your swinging process. So that's where she generates most of her strikeouts. I wouldn't consider her to be a huge strikeout pitcher, right? So in 54 and 2/3 innings, she's got 40 strikeouts, 18 walks. And again, the 346 earned run average. Pitch there on the inside corner. Wind gusting here. Batter shows bunt. Ball's in the dirt, and she draws a walk. Ball sliced foul down the third base line. Ball's flared down the third base line. It goes foul about 2 or 3 feet. So a good approach there by the left-handed hitter, just trying to slice one going the other way. And the wind might, on a line drive, might actually push the ball down toward the ground. There's the changeup, and it was right there on the inside corner, so called for a third strike. Nice job by Leah Dominguez. And it's tough to see here. I think that was Jessica Nagaki going down on strikes looking. And that would bring up Zaylee Calderon, the left-handed batter in the 2-hole. Shows bunt. The runner on first fainted as if she were going to go to second base. Sven McLaughlin was there, ready to fire down to second. So 1 out, a strike on the batter. Line drive to Shea Bushy across the first. Yes, she doubled her up. A great play there by Shea, stabbing the line drive and then making the deft throw across the diamond to end the inning. So it was a line out to third, and then doubling off the runner on first base for a double play. And a nice job there defensively for the Cats, and we'll head to the bottom of the third with Cienega leading 1-0. All right, here comes Janessa Jarvis, the right fielder, the senior, getting the start in right field in place of the injured Abby Dowdy. As you see Jessica Nagaki throwing her changeup there. That was just a little bit low and outside. So 1-0 count here for Jarvis. Janessa 369 batting average. The whole lineup, when you look from top to bottom, there's nobody that's below 320. That's as low as it gets. So the lineup is just stacked. Nice pitch there. Looks like a fastball on the outside, a little high fastball, maybe the riser from Jess Nagaki. Swing and a miss by Janessa Jarvis. The senior in the crouch there in her batting stance. Swing and a miss. Just fastball on the outside corner there. Blew her away with a great located fastball, and I think it was the riser on the outside corner. So a tough pitch to catch up to. It looks good as it's approaching the plate, and the ball continues to rise up. And maybe a little bit of action kind of going from right to left as well, so going away from a right-handed batter. And Jarvis goes down swinging. And Jess Nagaki is dealing here, the freshman from Mountain View. So she's got 4 strikeouts here, 3 of them swinging, 1 looking. And she's been very impressive in the early going here. The pressure of a state playoff game seemingly not to phase her at all. She takes a little break here, walks behind the diamond, resets herself. Jessica Nagaki, long black hair, the ponytail, and the ball is flared off down the first base side. Second baseman drifting underneath it to make the play. So quickly 2 outs here. And that brings us to the top of the order. Taylor Lambert reached and scored in her first plate appearance. She reached on a ground ball infield single to shortstop. She stole second base, advanced to third on a wild throw from the catcher, and then scored on a sacrifice bunt by Caitlin Anderson, her cousin, in the outfield. There's a strike on Taylor. Again coming in, the .505 batting average. She is the leading hitter on this team. And she flares one off down the third base side in foul territory. So 2 strikes now on Taylor Lambert. 2 outs here, bottom of the 3rd inning, and the Cienega Bobcats are up 1-0. Mountain View coming out here. They've got the black pants and the white and black jerseys. And Taylor was hit with that one, so it hit her on her left shin. And it looked like a changeup that got away there by Jessica Nagaki. The wind might be dealing some havoc here with her location and the precision that she's dealing with on the mound. Again, blustery winds heading out straight towards center, maybe ever so slightly out to right center field. And if you want to put anybody on base, you don't want to put Taylor Lambert on base because she's ready to steal. Ground ball to the pitcher, fielded by Nagaki over to first base. Beautiful defensive play by Jessica Nagaki, who has been super impressive. So that brings us to the end of the 3rd inning, and we'll head to the top of the 4th. Cienega 1, Mountain View 0. All right, top of the 4th. Bullet of a base hit down to right field. Close play at first. So Janessa Jarvis came up throwing on that. We've seen Abby Dowdy in right field with her laser cannon of an arm throw batters out who should have base hits. So nice piece of hitting there to go the other way by the right-hander. And we've got a lead-off batter here on first base for Mountain View. And it's Ashley Ketchum. So Ketchum here in the 4th inning with a single to right field. And none of these Mountain Lions, they're not very prolific on the base paths, so you can't compare them to Cienega. Although I'm looking for my stolen base numbers here. Ketchum's got 4 steals on the season, and I don't know how many attempts that she has, as Leah Dominguez gets the called strike on the inside corner. Cats in the outfield going from left to right. Caitlin Anderson, the junior, in left field. Taylor Lambert in center field. Janessa Jarvis, the senior, in right field. Dominguez, the fastball, down in the dirt. Shea Bushy's at third base. Blaze Behringer, the freshman, at shortstop. Miranda Carley, the junior, at second base. Tori Brown at first base. Hold on to your hats. Hold on to the scaffolding. I think a dust devil just came through here, center field, kicking up dirt, dust, and knocking pollen off the mesquite tree. Blaze at short to second base, gets one, over to first, double play. So it's Behringer to Carley to Brown. A pitcher's best friend, double play. Leah Dominguez there, maybe throwing that drop ball, getting a grounder, and he handled so well by Blaze at shortstop with dust and dirt kicking up into her face. Able to handle it, make a nice throw to second base, and then the quick exchange and turn from Carley over to Tori Brown at first. Nice double play. Oh, tough play there for Shea Bushy, and the ball will roll out of bounds. Sven McLaughlin doing a nice job there of being patient. It was a bit of a pop-up there between home plate and third base. Shea didn't have time to catch it on the fly, so she elected to let the ball bounce, and then the ball just dribbled or trickled out of bounds. Andrea Hernandez is the batter here, the senior from Mountain View. 328 batting average on the year, 3 home runs, and 22 RBI. She is the leading run producer here for the Mountain Lions. Don't know if it was a fastball or the change up there in the outside corner, but it gets the result that Leah Dominguez wanted. It was a strikeout swinging, and that brings us to the end of the top of the fourth. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth inning. The Bobcats are up 1-0. You're watching exclusive 5A playoff softball on Bobcat TV. All right, set for the bottom of the fourth inning. Jessica Nagaki in the windup. And there's a base hit laced to left field by Caitlin Anderson. Takes the turn around first base and drifts back to the bag at first. So Caitlin, .443 batting average, 2 home runs, 29 runs batted in, 44 runs scored. She's also poison on the base paths for the opposing pitcher, 16 out of 17 for stolen bases. So there were 3 big threats. They're all the outfielders from the Bobcats. Taylor Lambert leading them, Abby Dowdy, and then Caitlin Anderson. They all have the green light to go on the base paths. Whenever they want to steal a base, they can just head off to the races. It's up to their discretion. And Eric Tatham giving his players a lot of latitude to do what he thinks that they can do and trusting them to be aggressive on the base paths. Nice job there by Tori Brown, lacing a base hit up the middle. Well, Tori was a good hitter last year, but she's really stepped up her game at the plate. And patience being a virtue that she has acquired over time, and giving her the selectivity at the plate to attack the pitches in the zone that she's looking for. And when she's looking for her pitch, she will attack it. So she's been very effective in doing that. So back-to-back singles here. The bunt is on, and a pop-up there handled by the catcher, so unable to move the base runners over. The bunt by Shea Bushy is popped up to the catcher, so that's the second time here today that she's popped up to the catcher. It's happened twice. And now Miranda Carley will step up to the plate with 2 runners on and 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Nagaki throwing the riser. That one's high. So a 1-0 count here for Miranda. .458 batting average, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in, 17 runs scored. change up on the outside, throw it out to first, close play. Now the umpire is I'm not going to say he's way out of position, but he is way out of position. But I'll give him some latitude because there's only one umpire out in the field. So nearly impossible to make that call all the way down from shortstop over to first base. Here's a flare, right past the bag at second base. Getting a wave home is Caitlin Anderson. Play at the plate! She slides and she's safe. So a play at the plate there. Tatham had the windmill going, the windmill action at third base on this super gusty, blustery, windy day. And Anderson flying around the base paths. And a great job there by Miranda Carley to drive in the run. A big second run on the board here for the Cats. So the RBI single for Miranda Carley. Now with 19 RBI on the season. Ball is lofted to left field, handled. The second out here of the inning. So Megan Vigil flies out to left. We've got 2 outs and still 2 runners on the bases. Tori Brown at second and Miranda Carley at first. So you see the advantage that speed can give to you on the bases. We saw Taylor Lambert in the bottom of the first inning, single on a grounder, steal, advancing to third, and then scoring on a ground out. And then we saw moments ago Caitlin Anderson with the sharp single to left field, going to second on Tori Brown's single, and then scoring, throw it down to first base is too late. And then Tori Brown with some really good heads-up base running, and now we've got a runner caught in a jam between first and second base. 2 outs here, and Tori Brown heading toward home, and she will score. So the runner somehow, Miranda Carley, was in no man's land, and then Tori Brown was just looking to take off from third base. And I wonder if Eric Tatham, that seems like a play that has his fingerprints all over it. It's exactly the kind of play that he just thirsts for. So he gives a double, I guess, high 10. I was going to say a double high 5. High 10 to Miranda Carley there. And now he's got his players here meeting down the third base line. There's a meeting at the mound here. E.T. Eric Tatham giving some instructions over to Miranda Carley. So she's done a couple of really nice things here. She's played very nicely in second base, fielding. She drove in the RBI there in this inning on a sharp base hit. And now she's helped Tori Brown to score by diverting the fielder's attention over to her at first base. These little plays here that have to be demoralizing for the opposition. And they're the kind of plays that, let's face it, it's championship caliber softball, and teams can thrive and feed off of that. Jess Nagaki here running into some trouble in the bottom of the 4th inning. Two outs. Cats scoring 2 here in the bottom of the 4th, and they lead 3-0. And Janessa Jarvis here having a nice long at-bat, spoiling and fouling off pitches. Takes a big swing here down the left field line. Good chase there by the left fielder from Mountain View. Sierra Ornelas, the junior, in left field. Number 5, Sam Angulo, the junior, in center field. Shortstop is number 22, Sam Quesada. third baseman is number 8, Alex Vanderwerf. The catcher, Jessica Vanderwerf, number 2. We've got some base running here, as Carly drifted off of second base. And now we've got Janessa Jarvis at first base. And Savannah McLaughlin, the catcher. Taking a good cut at that fastball, and she fouls it off directly behind the plate. She sweeps the plate with her bat and takes a hack at that one, driving it foul down the first base side behind the dugout. So quickly 2 strikes here, and Jess Nagaki just trying to get out of this inning. It's been a laborious inning for Jessica on the hill, as the Cats have taxed her severely here in the 4th. Bullet down the third base line is foul. Savannah's all over it though at the dish. 324 average. 12 runs batted in on the season. And she goes after that high riser and is able to get a piece of it and fouls it off. May have struck a parked car behind the concession stand directly behind home plate. That pitch is low and away. Ball's a shot to center field! Right in front of the wall, right in front of us. So 1 run is in. The second run is on the way, and a blast to center field by Savannah McLaughlin, driving in 2 on the double. So a 2-run, 2-out double, deuces wild by Savannah McLaughlin, driving in Janessa Jarvis and Miranda Carly. And the Cats now here have 4. And I did not know where that ball was because our view was obstructed here in the air behind center field. So I was just hoping that I wasn't going to get struck. So the broadcast crew up here, I don't think these girls saw it either. There's a bunt now down the third base line. Good speed by Taylor Lambert. So the order here is reset. Speed aplenty at the top of the lineup. Kenzie Carson, the courtesy runner, has entered the game. So she substitutes in for Savannah McLaughlin, who blasted that double here. It was about 3 steps away from the base of the wall here in dead center field. And now Taylor with the single on first base, a threat to steal. The Cats a threat to double steal if they wish to do so. Behringer shows the bunt. Throw down a second. Here comes a run coming home, sliding in safely. There's the double steal. So Taylor Lambert drawing the throw from the catcher. Surprising it wasn't cut off there. And then hesitating ever so slightly and then dashing home is Kenzie Carson. So the sophomore coming in as the courtesy runner. And even the bench has weaponry and skills. And Kenzie Carson would be starting on just about every team across the state of Arizona. Last year at shortstop, she played a great shortstop as a freshman. And now she's coming in off the bench and doing what she can in her role. But a great hitter and good wheels on the bases and very alert as a softball player with a high IQ. So scoring from third on the stolen base. And Taylor with another stolen base. And now she's at third base. So 2 outs here. And maximum stress here going against Mountain View. And it's been a combination of really selective hitting and very aggressive base running. There's a stroke down the right field line, and that ball is foul. There's Kathy Guy, one of the campus response team members there in foul territory, picking up the softball. Beth Thompson as well, distance runner at UCLA, and she was there when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, well, he was Lou Alcindor then at UCLA, and Bill Walton were there. And John Wooden was winning championships aplenty in the late 60s, early 70s, the golden era of college basketball at UCLA in the Conference of Champions, as Bill Walton would say. So Blaze Behringer, pitch a little bit low, a little bit outside. The Bobcats here have struck for 5 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. And there's a rope to right center field, cut off by the right fielder. And another run batted in as Taylor Lambert scores another run. We've got some students out here in right center field, so one of the guys is like, there's an RBI. Yes. So it's good. They're sitting on the truck bed here. So we've green-lighted that. Again, thanks to Mike Cack and Wade Cross in the Cienega High School CTE construction program. Larry Baldessari also does a great job in the welding program. Stolen base, errant throw. Thought about going to third base, but she stays there. So Blaze stealing a base. I've got 4 stolen bases here for Cienega, 2 by Taylor Lambert, 1 by Kenzie Carson stealing home, and 1 by Blaze Behringer. And Caitlin Anderson at the plate taking a big hack at that one, just missed it. Her bat head was right on that one, and she fouled it straight back. That's usually an indicator that your hitter is dialed in, and she was just fractions of a centimeter off from making solid contact there with the sweet spot of the bat. High riser, and Anderson lets that one drift high. 2 outs, and there have been 2 outs here for many batters and for a really long period of time. Interminably long for the pitcher, Jessica Nagaki, who goes into a windup and deals. Fastball low and away, swung on and missed, and that brings us mercifully to the end of the 4th inning, but not before the Cats score 5 runs, and now they're up 6-0 here as we head to the top of the 5th inning. You're watching exclusive coverage of 5A state playoff softball on Bobcat TV. All right, there's a pitch. It's fouled off. Lucky Fan with a nice play there in the bleachers in right field. Whitney Holland may want to see if we can sign that person to a contract to play some softball or baseball here at Cienega. Baseball had a great season as well. I think 23 wins for the program under Kelly Johnson and Todd Welch as an assistant. And the baseball program having their best season ever. So the best season in school history. It has been a sterling spring for sports at Cienega. The Bobcats softball team, the number 1 seed in the tournament. The Cienega volleyball team under Coach Heather Mott is the number 1 seed in the volleyball tournament. We'll bring you that game on Saturday. Base hit, grounder over the third baseman. So a leadoff runner here for Mountain View. It's imperative that they get some runners on base and have a rally here in the top of the 5th inning. So down 7-0. I misspoke when I went to the end of the 4th, but the Cats now have 7 runs. They scored 6 in the bottom of the 4th inning. A perilous inning for Mountain View in the bottom of the 4th. Grounder to second base. Carly botches the grounder, and now there are 2 runners on base. So Sierra Ornelas with the base hit to lead things off here in the 5th. And then it was Alex Vanderwerf, and I'm going to call that an error on the second baseman, so it'll be E4 against Miranda Carly. And now we have a runner at first and second base for Mountain View. So it's precisely the type of start here to the inning that they need to get some runners on base and try to scratch a run across the board. Get that first run across, and then just keep stringing together positive, solid at-bats. I think that's got to be the exact approach here for Mountain View. And be aggressive on the base paths, but don't run yourselves out of an inning here. Let your bats kind of do the work and try to move your runners across. So we see Sierra Ornelas here taking aggressive leads off of second base. That ball's ripped to left field. Over Caitlin Anderson, and it bounces over the wall for a double. It'll be a ground rule double here. And that's just what the doctor ordered for Mountain View. So a rope of a bullet by Sam Quesada with a shot to left field. So it's unfortunate for Mountain View that it bounced over the wall, because the runner at third base would have scored very easily. So Sierra Ornelas, who had the single, scores the run. We've got the RBI double for Quesada. And Alex Vanderwerf, who reached on an error by the second baseman, is standing at third base. So nobody out, runners at second and third. Mountain View scratching across their first run of the game. They're down 7-1 on the scoreboard in the top of the 5th inning. Flare to second base. Miranda drifts back, makes the catch. Too shallow for the runner at third base to even think about tagging up. But of course she feigns as if she were going to do so. So now we've got the first out here of the inning. So Sarah Angulo popping out to second base. And now it brings us back to the top of the lineup. So Jessica Nagaki, the leadoff batter, tries to help herself out. She's pitching here. She was doing a great job coasting through innings, and then she ran into all sorts of trouble in the bottom of the 4th inning. So here she is now, top of the 5th, runners at second and third base, 1 out. Watches the ball drift high and away as she takes a couple of cuts here, steps outside the box, and now back in, getting ready to go. The left-handed batter, Jess Nagaki, .397 batting average on the year. That pitch down the middle for a called strike. Jessica with just 7 RBI, 3 doubles, 2 triples on the season for the Mountain Lions. Flares that one down the third base line. It may have hit the base runner, but she was in foul territory. So it's just a bit of a bruise there on the right shin of Alex Vanderwerf, the junior. So the base runners take that lead in foul territory. If she were in fair territory, she would be called out there. Ball is laced foul. Nagaki poised at the plate. Slices the ball to left field. Caitlin Anderson comes in to make the catch. And now there are 2 outs. Zaylee Calderon getting set to bat here. The number 2 hitter, the sophomore for Mountain View. .465 batting average, 5 RBI and 5 stolen bases. And there's a meeting of the minds on the mound for the Cats. Eric Tatham talking to his squad. Outfielders take a slight respite, taking a knee. Caitlin Anderson in left field, Taylor Lambert in center field, Janessa Jarvis in right field. Ball's laced to left field. Caitlin Anderson coming in, makes the catch. There's the speed from Caitlin Anderson, the junior. The outfield of Cienega High School is probably the strongest outfield in the state of Arizona. And it ends the top of the 5th inning. So what was a promising start for Mountain View, they scratch a run across the board, but you know they were hoping for much more than that. And after 4.5 innings, it's Cienega 7, Mountain View 1. You're watching and listening to exclusive coverage of 5A State Playoff Softball on Bobcat TV. All right, so the bottom of the 5th inning. Nice play there by the first baseman, Hernandez. Andrea Hernandez making the play there at first base. So a quick out. And Shea Bushy at the plate. Shea on the year, 427 average, 5 home runs, 24 runs batted in, and 20 runs scored on the season. Oh, that ball's lofted to left field, got just underneath that one. Laying out for it was the left fielder, and it's in foul territory. So a nice effort there by Sierra Ornelas. Shay's dad, Scott, is one of the assistant coaches, one of the longtime assistant coaches for Eric Tatham. And Shay is going to be playing collegiately at Arizona Christian after she graduates in just a couple of weeks. So we're 18 days from graduation for the graduating class of 2017. Commencement ceremonies will be streamed on Bobcat TV. And this year, the Tucson Convention Center, the TCC, is the venue and the site for commencement and graduation. So that'll be Saturday, May the 20th, so 5:20 in the 520 area code here in Tucson. And she's one of many players to be committed heading on collegiately to continue her softball career. And I have a long list here I'll go through in a few moments here. Shay spoils that one down the first base line. So Abby Dowdy, the junior who is rehabilitating. So I guess I'll talk about her status here. She's on the 5-day concussion protocol. So she suffered a concussion in the team's previous game. And there was a collision. So Abby was coming in from right field. Miranda Carley, the second baseman, was drifting back from second base on an in-between flare. And Abby going for it, and Miranda going for it, and Abby, I think her head hit the hip of Miranda Carley. Ball bounced up. Nice play there by the shortstop, showing the range there, and the arm across the diamond. So Sam Casada flashing the leather. And Shay's 0 for 3 here tonight. A couple of pop-ups to the catcher, and now the ground out to shortstop. So Abby Dowdy, yesterday she worked out. She did a 30-minute run, and then she was symptom-free post-run. She's under the supervision and the care of Kyle Bowen, the head trainer here at Cienega High School. And then today she did a 30-minute workout in the weight room under the tutelage and the direction of Steve Schween and Coach Pat Nugent. And I think that workout as well was successful, and I think she was symptom-free post-workout. So then she had a visit with her physician, her doctor, and it was up to the doctor to see if she would be eligible to suit up and play today. And I'm guessing that it was a combination of the doctor's advice, maybe Abby herself and her family, as Miranda Carley pops up to catch her here to end the inning. So it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Jessica Nagaki, as Tori Brown flared out to first base in foul territory. Shea Bushy, the shortstop, ground out, and Miranda Carley, the pop-up to second, or to catcher. So we'll have to see. My guess is at the earliest that Abby would return would be on Thursday. So win or lose here today, Cienega will be heading up to Rose Mofford City Park up in Peoria. They have a softball and baseball complex up there. So the game, if the Cats win, will be at 7:30 on Thursday. At 5:30, if they were to lose here today, it would be an epic collapse if they were to do so. And I would guess that Abby Dowdy would be maybe ready to return on Thursday. So something that they're looking for on the calendar here. And she is a key piece here to the puzzle for the Cats. So I want to give my shout out and warmest regards to the Dowdy family, as well as R.J. Brown, the big brother of Tori Brown, the first baseman here for the Cats. And R.J.'s arguably the greatest wrestler in the history of Cienega wrestling. And there are many wrestlers in that category. So R.J., I think at Simpson College, I think in Iowa. And R.J., if I'm wrong on both counts, forgive me. But big brother R.J., super humble, just like Tori, having a great season, in particular hitting the cover off the ball. And she is as humble as could be. Both brother and sister, kind of same DNA, well, definitely the same DNA, not kind of, but the same work ethic, the same approach, same generosity and kindness, just great kids, great students, and superb athletes. And Dan Brown, who does such a sterling job with the law enforcement program, CTE here at Cienega High School, also the entrepreneurship program, and he's also the public address announcer here for softball. So Dan and Mrs. Brown doing a great job raising their children. And here we are now in the top of the 6th inning. Mountain View's down 7-1 on the scorecard. So before I went into Abby Dowdy's status, her health status, I was going to give you a rundown of all the players where they're going here. Flair right behind second base. And now we've got a substitution at second base. So Kenzie Carson at second base here for the Cats. And Kenzie a .310 batting average on the season. Again, she was the starter all last year at shortstop. And then Blaze Behringer arrived at Cienega, and now she's the starting shortstop. So the talent infusion just continues. It's perpetual. Players are drawn to the program, and they're drawn to the success here of the softball program. A snap throw down to first base. Torrey with the tag, but too late. So Abby Dowdy will be going to Utah Valley State to play collegiately. Megan Vigil will go to Gateway Community College. Miranda Carley is going to Cal State Fullerton. Caitlin Anderson is committed to UNLV. Tori Brown is going to Regis College in Denver, Colorado. And Shea Bushy is going to Arizona Christian. Blaze Behringer, the freshman, is committed to going to Ole Miss as a freshman, which is crazy. Janessa Jarvis will be going to Concordia, which is one of the satellite campuses of the University of Nebraska. That's at Concordia. And Ani Para, New Mexico State. There's a grounder to short, flipped to second base, getting one, but no chance there as the batter from Mountain View speeding down the first base line. And then Taylor Lambert going to the University of Indiana. And then Savannah McLaughlin, I'm going to apologize. I don't know what college he's going to, but I know the mascot name is the Camels. So and maybe Joy Paul, our stat producer, can get on that and find out the name of the college or university that has a nickname or mascot name of the Camels. Then we can give Savannah McLaughlin her due in telling you. So that's a list of athletes here going to the second level as we have a pop-up here to catcher. So Andrea Hernandez with the pop-up to catcher. And there's a wild pitch. And the runner advancing to second base. So Maricela Sandoval heading on to second there on the wild pitch. We got 2 outs here. And a 2-0 count on the batter. Yes, Campbell University, a private college in Buena Creek, North Carolina. Yes, they are the Camels. So that's where Savannah McLaughlin is slated to play softball after she graduates. So a bit of a dropped ball there by McLaughlin. And then we have the base runner, Maricela Sandoval, taking off alertly to head to third base. So now we've got runners at first and third. We've got 2 outs here. And I think Eric Tatham might be making a switch here at pitcher. And that's exactly what we're seeing. So a deep team with talent all over the roster. And here comes Mariah Lopez, the left-handed freshman. With a drop ball, a screwball, a rise, a changeup, and movement aplenty from her left hand. So a left-handed pitcher is a luxury to have, often starting the season. And statistically, the best pitcher in an arsenal of 3 for Eric Tatham. So we saw Leah Dominguez, and she did a great job here tonight. Did the right-hander this afternoon. Mariah Lopez coming in, a record of 14-3, 24 appearances on the year, 17 starts on the season, so this will be her 25th appearance, 10 complete games, 4 shutouts, and an earned run average of sparkling 2.17 ERA. So in 113 innings pitched, 101 hits, 101 Dalmatians, 72 strikeouts, 32 walks. She's given up 6 home runs on the year. And opponents are batting .225 off of her. It'll be interesting here to see if the wind has any effect on her ball. So as a left-handed pitcher, she's going to be throwing into the wind here a little bit. Wind is blowing out, and it's steady here. Going to center field, maybe ever so slightly out to right center field, but a steady wind. The American flag here, planted next to us about 10 yards away, has been unfurled the entire time, the entire duration of the game. There have been few lapses in the gusting winds from start to finish here this ball game. So pitches up there for Mariah Lopez. Takes a couple of steps off the mound and resets everything. Get that shot. Fastball up and in, swung on and missed. The infield's a dust bowl. At first base, there's dust and dirt being kicked up aplenty. Every time a fielder moves, dirt gets kicked up in a cloud from her cleats. Taylor Lambert picked up a couple of blades of grass and dropped them to see how the wind was blowing. Then she looked over her left shoulder at the flag to see exactly what direction the wind was blowing, looking at the flag as an indicator. So it's still moving in that direction. Now a walk here, and we've got bases loaded. So a jam here in the 6th. So 2 outs. The Bobcats are up 7-1, and this is now a true jam. Ground ball, third base, Bushy, fields, fires, and throws, and the Cats are out of it just like that. So just what the doctor ordered, Mariah Lopez with the drop ball, and Shea Bushy with a great job fielding at third base, handling it very coolly, and then the blistering throw over to first base, handled by Tori Brown. So after 5.5 innings of play, it's Cienega 7 and Mountain View 1. Is it the... It's the bottom of the 6th or bottom of the 5th?
Bottom of 6th.
1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't even know what happened in the 6th inning. there's a ball ripped to left field. Just foul down the third base line. The chants from the Bobcat bench drifting onto the field. Megan V. Hill, Megan V. Hill. The senior steps in, laces the ball to left field. Good job there fielding by Sierra Arnelis. That ball could have skipped past her very easily. The grass here in the outfield is immaculately groomed. Not a dandelion to be found out here. Maybe a couple of ever so slightly worn patches in right center, left center, deep left center, right next to the warning track. But this is a softball field as nicely as you'll see, or as nice as you'll see, across the state of Arizona. I would sleep on that grass, actually. Probably softer than my bed. There's been a cricket lurking outside my bedroom window these last 5 days and nights, living on my fig tree, and I don't know what's going to happen to that cricket. I'll let nature take its course. But I hope it doesn't find another cricket to mate with, because I don't want to hear more crickets chirping out there. Probably no crickets out here in this outfield grass. Snap throw down to first base. And you hear a fan there from Mountain View that is not happy. They thought that that runner was picked off of first base. And I think the pinch runner at first is Giovanna Herrera, a freshman with blazing speed. The pitch is low and inside. Actually, that's 21, so I'm off on that. And I don't have a player on my roster with the number of 21. So I'm just going to guess and say it's Giovanna Herrera. But I don't know. It could have been another player that was called up from the junior varsity level just for that purpose. Ball's fouled off behind home plate. Catcher making a play for it. And you see Janessa Jarvis now running back toward home plate. Cienega's up 7-1 on the scoreboard. Bottom of the sixth. Oh, there's a shot to left field. Ball's off the warning track, just foul. A bullet to left field. And Janessa Jarvis turning on it. Was ripped. They're tracking exit velocity now at the major league level, so I'm sure the exit velocity on that one may have touched triple digits. That ball was just lasered out to left field. Jarvis now drawing the walk here, so doing a great job getting on base in that 8 hole in the lineup. Megan Vigil, the base hit. We've got the pinch runner here at second base. We'll find out here between innings who number 21 is. She's a mystery player. Not on the roster on Max Preps. And now Janessa Jarvis with the rope to left. Now a bunt down to third, and that moves both runners up, so why not? So Savannah McLaughlin, the sack bunt, and it'll go 5-3. And we've got one out now in the bottom of the sixth. Runners at second and third. And Taylor Lambert ever imposing and intimidating at the plate. Hacks at the first pitch. The ball is across the plate. It was out there for her to reach. May have been trying to go the other way with it. If she had gone to pull that ball, she may have been able to lace that one into right field. Just Nagaki throwing the ball low and in. Taylor Lambert at the plate, 505 batting average, 26 runs batted in. And she ropes the ball to right field. That's a base hit. That'll draw 2 in. Lambert with wheels to fly. She might score here on this ball. She's getting waved home. And there it is, an inside the park home run from Taylor Lambert. 3 RBI. She drove in Savannah McLaughlin. Oh, she drove in just Janessa Jarvis and Megan Vihill's pinch runner. So driving in 2 on the inside the park home run. And now for the season, that gives Taylor her 2nd home run. And I'm wondering if the other one is an inside the park variety. She has blazing speed. She, Abby Dowdy, who's not in the lineup tonight, her cousin Caitlin Anderson, the left fielder, all have speed to burn. Among the 3 of them, they can cover every inch of that outfield grass. And now here's Blaze Behringer. So 10-1. Just Nagaki throwing that rising fastball. And Blaze Behringer, the left-handed freshman, is getting a piece of that one. Well, this Cienega Bobcats softball lineup is stacked. Big cut and a miss. Fastball down the middle. And now 2 strikes here. 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the Bobcat lineup here. So imposing and intimidating to look at on paper, and more so in person. Anderson, another cut at that one. It's so windy. She's got her hair in a long ponytail and a red ribbon at the back of it, and that ribbon is gusting all over the place like a kite in a hurricane. That's how windy it is at times. Fouls off another one behind the third base dugout, out toward the neighborhood. So 2 strikes. We'll see if Nagaki goes to the changeup. Riser there. It's popped up. And the catcher there with the basket catch to get 2 outs. So Jordy Vanderwerf, the freshman catcher. Jessica Nagaki, the freshman pitcher. A lot of players on this Mountain View team are underclassmen, freshmen and sophomores and juniors. So the program will continue to improve and get better at Mountain View. Caitlin Anderson, she has a sacrifice bunt. Now she swings here, just gets underneath that one. And it's a can of corn in left field. Handled deftly by Sierra Ornelas, and that brings us to the end of the 6th. But it was Taylor Lambert, a 3-run shot to right field, inside the park home run, driving in 3. And after 6 innings of play, it's Cienega 10 and Mountain View 1. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Mountain View will need a miracle. You're watching 5A state playoffs on Bobcat TV. right, so we just talked to Taylor Lambert there before the top of the 7th inning, and the question was, who's number 21? And I think we have confirmation. Number 21 called up from the junior varsity level, Giovanna Uloa. And if I'm mispronouncing your last name, I apologize. But welcome to varsity softball, Giovanna. So the pinch runner, she pinch ran for Megan Vigil in the bottom of the 6th inning after Megan laced a base hit. And then Giovanna came in with her legs warmed up, ready to go on the base paths. So many weapons for Eric Tatham to deploy out in the field and in the lineup. Pinch runners, courtesy runners, bats with power as pinch hitters. And when Abby Dowdy comes back, that lineup will be even stronger. Ball lifted into left field. Caitlin Anderson drifting to her left, makes the catch, and shows off the arm there, going back into the infield. So Cousins, Caitlin Anderson in left, Taylor Lambert in center. Right, we know that both players are committed to playing Division I softball. Caitlin Anderson headed to UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, the Running Rebels of UNLV, and she'll fit in nicely there with her wheels. Taylor Lambert in center, headed off to University of Indiana in Bloomington, where she will play one of the outfield positions for the Hoosiers. So one out here, top of the 7th. And Mariah Lopez came in the top of the 6th inning with a jam. 2 runners on and 2 outs. And then it was bases loaded with 2 outs. And she was able to get out of that jam. Again, Lopez, the left-hander. Drop ball, screwball, riser, changeup. That was the riser up and away. And movement coming off the fingertips of her left hand. Such a nice luxury to have a southpaw on the hill in baseball and softball and tennis. Always advantageous. There's a shot to right field. That's a fair ball. Runners lumbering around the bases here, heading towards second base. Slows down and stops. And that was a good shot to right field. And I think that's Sarah Angulo with the hit to right. So Sarah, 267 batting average, a senior on the season. And a leadoff base runner here. Oh, sorry, 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. And now a courtesy runner. And that may have been number 15, Riley Tidwell, actually, with the hit. So now a pinch runner and a scat speedster coming out here to run the bases for Mountain View. Drop ball there, gets a swing and a miss. Mariah Lopez, number 12, the poised freshman, logging the most innings on this pitching staff this season. The best record, the best numbers, and she draws a strikeout there on the pitch on the outside corner. So 2 outs here. Mountain View down to its final out. Alex Vanderwerf, the junior, up to bat for Mountain View, and I love their jerseys. It just says The View across the front of it. And I like the style. It's kind of a throwback to the 70s a little bit, in the 80s, where you've got the horizontal stripes going across the front of the uniform. Black and white jerseys, black pants, white socks. The Cats with their white jerseys, their white navy copper. So I asked Tori Brown this morning, what color uniform is you going to wear? I had to run her down after first period in the center of the quad. I'm sure she didn't want to talk to me, but it's like, what uniforms are you wearing? She's like, white, navy, copper. And I looked at her puzzlingly, and she was like, white jerseys, navy pants, copper socks. Okay. The girls also have the copper ribbons in their hair as well, looking around the diamond. Everybody's got ponytails and the copper ribbons. Caitlin Anderson has hers tied around her belt on the left side. Most of the girls also, all the girls wearing visors out in the field. So the Cienega Bobcat softball team has state championship aspirations, as well they should. The number 1 seed in the tournament. As talented and deep, dangerous, deadly, and speedy as you could imagine. 112 steals out of 118 attempts, a 96+ success rate on the base paths. And with Taylor Lambert and Abby Dowdy at the top of the lineup, it's like having Ricky Henderson and Lou Brock 1 and 2. Get them on the bases and just set them to work. Big swing and a miss there. And that'll do it. So it's a 10-1 victory for the Cats. And I'm going to go down on the field and see if I can grab a couple of players here. So it's going to be some dicey maneuvering for me to get down onto the field. I'm not going to jump off the fence. I could break an ankle. That's a bit of a fall for me. I don't really feel like running around the campus either. Oh, can you go and get all right, we'll take a bear with me here. I'm going to turn the mic off for a second. We'll see who we can grab down from the field, and it might be easier to just bring these girls over here and ask them some questions. But hang tight with us. We'll have post-game interviews on Bobcat TV. Check 1, 2. Okay. Stand by. Joy, can you hear us, Caitlin? Joy, can you hear us? Put a headset on. We got levels. All right. Okay, so a great game here for Cienega Bobcats, the number 1 seed in the state playoffs. A 10-1 victory over Mountain View, and Janessa, I'm going to start with you. Getting a start tonight or this afternoon in right field. You scored a couple of runs. You lashed out some base hits. You played good defense in right field. Tell me how good your team is, and are you having fun here in the playoffs?
Oh, I'm definitely having fun. The playoffs are the best part. Everybody competes well, and I love my team.
Tell me about Leah Dominguez. She got the start here today, and then Mariah Lopez coming out of the bullpen, the left-hander, a sophomore, a freshman. These girls don't seem to be fazed at all by the pressure here in the state playoffs. Is that a correct assessment?
For sure. They have a lot of confidence in the circle, and they really work well as a team.
Speed kills. You guys have speed all over the lineup, top to bottom. You also put together some quality at-bats here. So in the 4th inning, the floodgates opened. You guys scored, I think it was 6 runs in the 4th inning, or 7 runs in the 4th. So the bottom of the 4th inning, things just broke open. It was a tight game until that point. Were you guys nervous at all with how close the game was, knowing that you'd handled Mountain View twice before, once shutting them out and run ruling them, the other time beating them, I think, 11-4 back on the Ides of March in March? Was there any sense of we got to score some runs?
For us, no. We just have a confident lineup. We're always confident in each other. And although, we started off slow, we knew that we can hit their pitcher just like the last 2 times we have.
All right, well, good job. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Good luck on Thursday and beyond.
Thank you.
Okay, Caitlin, come on over here. So we had the starting lineup here in the outfield today. Caitlin, you had a couple of nice hits here. The sac RBI earlier in the 1st inning in the game, and then a base hit in the 4th inning, and you scored a run. Solid defense in the outfield. How good is your outfield defensively?
Our outfield defensively has really good speed. We know how to get the ball in. We know mental, so we know what we're going to do before the play happens, which kind of helps knowing where to go.
How nice is it to have a player like Janessa who can step into the starting lineup in right field, and there's no skip of a beat. There's no drop in performance. There's no drop in play. And knowing that Abby should be coming back on Thursday, she got the green light to come back. What does it mean to have a player like Janessa who's able to step into that role and not blink an eye?
It's very nice knowing that when somebody goes down in the outfield, the replacement is just as good. So there's no difference. It's exactly like the starter.
Well, great job here today. Oh, the fingernails! I just noticed you've got different colored nails. So that's nice. Looks like pearl and some copper, some sparkling gold, maybe opal. I don't even know, silver. So that's a nice look for you.
Thank you.
Good luck on Thursday, and thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you.
All right, and one more question. Let me ask you a question about your cousin. Those are easy questions, right? So Taylor at the top of the lineup here, a couple of stolen bases, 3 runs scored, and then the 3-run home run, the inside the park home run in the bottom of the 6th inning. How nice is it to play in the same outfield with your cousin?
It's very nice. We just have a lot of chatter going on back and forth. It gets kind of funny. But for the most part, we just work really well together, and I like her in the outfield.
Oh, very good. All right, Taylor, I know you don't want to talk to me. I had to drag all 3 of these girls out here today, going there, scouring behind the cage, going into the snack bar to drag them out, and it was like, no. Thanks for joining us, Taylor. You had a great day here offensively and defensively in the outfield. We know what the goal is coming into the season. You guys are the number 1 seed. Do you feel like you have a target on your backs?
I think we definitely do have a target on our back because we are number 1 seed, but I think that we kind of block everyone out and we're just worried about us, and we don't really look outside of our circle that we have. So I think we're just kind of doing our own thing and not really paying attention to what other people think or stuff like that.
So you were part of that state championship team in 2015. You made the beautiful highlight reel catch in center field on a diving catch in the alley. Last year was disappointing. You had a tough game against Arcadia. Did that motivate you in the off season to come back and work even harder to attain your goals?
I think it did, and I think we knew we had more upcoming freshmen too that would help us, and those seniors that were going out, we knew we were going to be able to fill their place. And so last year was kind of a learning experience, and this year we were just we kind of bonded more, I guess, because we knew each other, and then we were ready for this year, I think.
Well, great job, Janessa Jarvis, Caitlin Anderson, Taylor Lambert, the outfield starters from today's game. Congratulations. Thanks for joining us today, and have a good time at prom. I'm assuming that you're all going to prom on Saturday, so have a great prom, have a safe time. Enjoy yourselves. Best of luck on Thursday and beyond this season. We just wish you nothing but the best, so thank you. All right. All right, Coach. Well, boy, your lineup is stacked. I mean, it's not the 27 Yankees, but they play like the 27 Yankees, Murderers Row. How big of a luxury?
We're the 2017 Bobcats.
Well, I like the 2017 Bobcats a lot. You've got speed at the top of the lineup. You've got professional hitters. I think your lowest batting average is a 330 hitter in your lineup. How special, how talented is this group that you have?
Oh my goodness, it's so much fun to coach these guys because they come to me with so much talent, and we just work as a group, and that's really what we focus on. So it's exciting, it's fun. I think you can see during the game we get excited when they get on base and we move them around, and it's just there's no way to really describe it other than just pure excitement and joy when I watch them swing the bat.
Well, you have a luxury. You have 3 excellent pitchers on your staff. You went with Leah Dominguez, the sophomore, today. Was it based on the fact that she had tremendous success against Mountain View early in the season, almost pitching a no-hitter? Was that the deciding factor for you in going with her in the start today?
Well, Leah's a great pitcher, and I knew that she could get the job done. Not necessarily based on the last. I mean, of course that's a factor. I'm not going to lie, but this year is a little different than years past where we depended on just one pitcher, and Leah has stepped it up, and Mariah has stepped it up, and it's kind of a two-headed monster, and she earned her right to pitch in the playoffs, and that's what I wanted to give her, that opportunity. And as you can see, she came in and did a nice job again today.
And a bit of a trouble for you guys in the top of the 5th inning. You had runners at second and third, I think with 1 out, and then you brought Mariah Lopez, your left-hander, in out of the bullpen. Comfortable coming out of the pen, comfortable starting. How much of a luxury is that for you to be able to go to a freshman who is not afraid in that situation?
Mariah is mature beyond her years right now, coming in as a freshman. When I first saw her throw at our practice, the very first, or tryouts, I was kind of licking my chops, and I think you can ask her. I said to her, all it takes is a pitcher like you, and we can get to the final game. And I think that she believes that. And just having Leah there to back her up, and Mariah there to back up Leah, is just a wonderful and great opportunity.
Are you having fun?
Oh man, it's always fun. It's always fun to be out here. It's always fun to get the W. We could play better. We didn't play our best today, and I'm looking forward to what's going to happen on Thursday. We will get out there and do a little bit better job with the bats, score a little bit, more often. We're scoring in two innings today, I think is all we did, and that's not who we are. We like to score in every inning, so I'm a little disappointed with that, but I know that they'll bounce back.
But the pressure for you guys, the pressure that your speed had put on Mountain View on the base paths in the 4th inning, everything fell apart for them, and their pitcher did a good job. So she kind of held you guys in check until that point, but I think it was your speed on the bases and your aggressive running on the bases that kind of was the difference. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Our speed is what defines us. When we can get our leadoff batter and our second batter, and actually really there's about 4 or 5 girls, we get them on base, there's no telling what we can do with that inning. And it's not, we don't have to hit the ball hard. We just got to put the ball in play, and we wreak havoc on the bases. And it's just a luxury that I have this year, and it's nice to have. And I'm excited to see them, keep going in a couple more games.
Well, there you have it. So it's going to be Thursday, and you guys are going to Rose Mofford City Park up in Peoria. So you'll be playing at 7:30 on Thursday. So you're now in pool play in the tournament. So best of luck on Thursday and beyond for you. Eric Tatham, you just do a great job here. And it's not the 27 Yankees, it's 2017 Bobcats team. So best of luck and thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, E.T., there you go. He's the architect of the program, the manager, the skipper. A beautiful field here. You don't see this, but we have all these players in the past, and they have their numbers retired. So all the great players that are out here going back to the beginning of this program, and he's just done a superb job. So maybe the best coach in the state of Arizona. Certainly the best coach here in Tucson. Nothing but successful, and you do it the right way, and you're humble, and you're passionate, and the girls love you, and you're just terrific. So congratulations again. Thanks for tuning in. On Saturday we'll have volleyball, the number 1 seed, Cienega Bobcats, at home at 4 o'clock for that match. Nathan Peterson on the call, and I think Alyssa Lubin, both Bobcat TV alum and alum of the volleyball program, to watch that match. And to the kids that are going to prom, be safe, enjoy yourselves, and for these Cats, the softball team, best of luck to you. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jason Miller, and we appreciate you with Bobcat TV. For the whole crew, Caitlin Matisco, Joy Paul, Lat Bowen, Josh Kramer, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Wade Cross and Mike Keck with construction for erecting the scaffolding here behind center field. So for all of us, thanks for tuning in, and good night.